everyone, it's Julia. Today I'm creating a pencil case. It's constructed in such a clever way. And I'm using a strip of my scrappy fabric. I've made another video on how I did a fish patch using this same technique. I do, when I create these, I do put them on a piece of 3-inch adding tape, and then I'll just take the tape away. And this one I've already have the tape removed. A couple little spots where it's stuck on there, but yeah, so that is what this is. Wonderful way to use up scraps. It's really relaxing just to sit. Sometimes I'll just, before I start the day, just just sit and do a strip or two. And then I have them on hand. And this is a wonderful way to keep them. I just keep them rolled up, and they don't get crooked. So the tape really helps as a stabilizer. For this pouch, I have cut, this is at about approximately 22 inches. This is 2.5 inches by the 22 inches. And then the bottom of the case is 9 inches by the 22 inches. I'm going to be stitching these, taking in a 1/4 inch seam allowance, stitching that to that and this to the top. Other things you need is you're going to need a zipper for this, a continuous zipper, and it's cut approximately 1 inch bigger or longer, and you only use one side of it. And so normally when I do these pouches, I'll do two, so I'm not, having a weird zipper laying around. And then of course you need the pull. Once this is stitched, I will also be using a medium weight interfacing. This is just an iron-on interfacing. It's the medium weight heat and bond is what I'm using. I just buy this by the bolt, so I have it on hand. The whole back of it is going to be interfaced. And I will take this to my sewing machine. I am going to sew this together, and I'm going to press this on the back. I'm not going to show you that. It's pretty, how to do that. And that is all you need for this completely lined little pouch. It just is really slick. So hope you enjoy me on this. I'm going to get this sewing and this iron on, and I'll be back. I do have my sewing done, and I top stitched on both sides of the insert, and I also have my interfacing pressed on. Now for the zipper, you do take the top and fold it over to meet the bottom and press it. And I already did that. I already pressed pressed a nice fold in it. And then you're going to open it up, and you're going to place your zipper. You place your zipper so that the teeth are up. Okay, so the right side's face of the zipper is up, but the teeth are down towards the bottom. Right in that fold. And this is where I like using this double-sided basting tape. And this is the 1/8 inch. I've used the 1/4 inch for years, but I just recently happened upon the 1/8 inch, and I love it. So the 1/8 inch, what I'm going to do is place it right on the edge of my zipper, right on the edge of the tape, and just tape that so it's really secure right up against that crease. This is really sticky, so you don't want to sew through it, nor does it wash away. But it doesn't interfere with anything. That it's just going to stay in your zipper part. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. And like I said, I am putting it right at the edge of my tape, and like it's really sticky, but that's what you want. And I'm just going to put pieces throughout, and then this just pulls away and it leaves that sticky part. So I'll be able to press that on right up against that crease. So this is my next step. And then it's back over to my sewing machine to sew this zipper in. I have my zipper foot in, and I have it on the far left position. I'm just going to stitch this. I pressed my zipper after getting that stitched, making sure everything is just pulled away from it. And now I'm going to top stitch. For this, I like to put my position of my needle on the right hand side of my zipper foot and make my stitch length a little bit bigger, like it's at a 3. Now to put the zipper pull on. I've always had problems with this until I came upon this little gadget. I got it off of Amazon. I'll link it down below. It comes in a pack of 4 and it's actually a towel holder. And it has adhesive on the back. You can stick it anywhere. So I have one stuck on my sewing room back in Minnesota. And I'm just in this little rolly cart here. I find that when it's positioned up, it's just easier for me. The little zipper pull then fits in here, and you want the pointed side up. And then you just take your little zipper and you want the teeth facing inward. You just line it up on both sides and come in at an angle. And then it just goes on so slick and it just pulls it right on. Now on to finishing the bag. Now we've got this going on. I like to leave the zipper open. And then you reach in here and pull this part out. And this is how you finish the little bag. Just lay it nice and flat. I like the teeth to go towards the lining or the bottom. I'm going to put a clip in there. And then just line up the edges. So this part is actually the lining of the bag, this bottom part. And that's where I'm going to put just a little mark to remind myself that I need to leave an opening. And leave an opening of about 3 or 4 inches is enough. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch. When I get to this part, I usually just walk it over because there's a little bit of bulk there. And then finish it off right here where that mark is, and then leave that opening, finish this. I'm just using my foot as a guide, and my foot is about 3/8 of an inch. And this is the part that is the trickiest, and I'm just going to slowly just walk my needle, just turning my flywheel and walking it over this bump. It's going to clip my corners. I'm going to also clip away some of this zipper. I'm going to turn it through that zipper that I left slightly open and through that opening. I folded the opening. I'm going to close this with my sewing machine. This can also be done by hand. I forgot to mention that this zipper that I use, this continuous zipper, is a number 5. You can also get number 3s, but number 5s are a little bit wider. They're like an inch and I think about an inch and a quarter wide. And they also usually have a large hole in the zipper pull, which I like to put a bow in. And so I'm going to show you how I do that. I created this little template, and this is the one I use over and over. Let's see, it measures just shy of 6 inches across, about 5.5 inches across. And you want this middle part to be at least an inch and a quarter, because that's where you pull it to tie the bow. And this is just a simple way. I usually just lay it on a piece of fabric. You want it right sides together. You're going to be cutting 2 of these out. Trace it. And then I'll stick a couple pins in it. I'm going to stick another one on this side, and I'll stitch right on the line all the way around. I leave one of these sides open, one of the where I'm going to tie it. I'll leave that open. So I'll start here, go all the way around and end here. I do use a tinier or stitch length that's a little bit closer together, like probably like a 2 on my machine. And then you're going to turn this, press it. I don't even top stitch it. And a lot of times I don't even finish that little piece in there. But I'll show you when I get this stitched. I stitched it, and I'm going to cut quite close to the little, to my stitching. When I get to my opening, I like to leave more fabric. Now to turn it, I'm just going to get it started on one of the ends. I'm going to roll the seams out, press them, and then it's on to putting them in my little zipper pull. I'm just going to fold one side of it. And then just tie it. Open it up as best I can. And there it is. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. I'll share some pictures at the end. I think this is just a really easy, slick way of making a pouch. And it's just one piece of fabric, and it includes the lining. Have a great week. Bye for now.